What you all will be doing today. Okay, to make life a little bit easier on the sub, you need to pay attention to this video. Okay, I found out yesterday that it wasn't that clear, so I'm making a brand new one. So you're already watching this video, so here is the starter question for today. It's already posted. Okay, prokaryote/bacteria sometimes have this to help them move. If you don't remember, the activity we're going to be doing today will be helping you out as well. You will be completing the cell anatomy assignment. All right. If you are not respectful in class, the sub will need the sub will then that's if the students are not respectful to the sub, they will need to complete. Okay, so yeah, if you're like a turd to the sub, you're going to have to do this assignment down here as well. Just work quietly and then you'll be okay. I'm really not too worried about you guys, but I always have a backup plan. So here's the starter question like always. Now we're going to get into the cell anatomy assignment. Okay, so what's going to happen, it's going to pull up this. It's going to say the rubric. You need to do two things. First thing you need to do is download the stock. Okay, you download it, and when you open it, it is going to pull up this doc right here. Okay, so we have this doc already open, ready to go. Then we're going to go back to the website. Now, this is somebody yesterday in my class. It took like 30 minutes. So like, I can't find the website, Mr. Billick. You need to click on this right here. Look where I'm circling my mouse. Use the Cell Anatomy Viewer. Use the Cell Anatomy Viewer. Right here, it's a link. It's right here. It's right here. Click on it. When you click on it, it pulls up the website. Let's go back to the instructions. So you will need to click play under Explore. Here's Explorer. Let's click play. Boom. Here we go. So what you're going to be doing is you are going to be identifying all these organelles. Okay. Now, I said analogy. All right. So we can call this an analogy. Hang on, or a metaphor. Is that how you spell that? Is not how you spell metaphor. There you go. That's how you spell metaphor. So we're going to call it, you can type in a metaphor, okay? But I want a couple things out of this. So you are going to find the nucleus. You're going to find all these organelles. If it's in a plant cell, you're going to push an X. If it's also in an animal cell, you're going to also do an X. We will do the first one together. So how about that? So, before we do that, though, I want to show a couple things about the Cell Anatomy Viewer. So you can see whatever cell you have highlighted because it has this little orange on it. So we have an animal cell highlighted. If we click on plant, now it's plant cell. If it's fungi, now it's fungi. And then over here, bacteria. So we have right here, we have the animal cell selected. You can also see that the inspect button is also highlighted. What the inspect button does is when the inspect button is highlighted, it allows you to click on all these different organelles and it pulls up what it is right over here. The rough ER, the nucleus, the cell membrane, the mitochondria, it pulls up all that. If this inspect is not clicked, you click on it and it doesn't pull anything up. It allows you to kind of move it around. The reason so is you can actually zoom in if you want to click on a very specific organelle. So you can zoom in, zoom out, and as long as the inspect is not highlighted, you can kind of move it around, and maybe you get to a point where I want to know what these little green things are. Now I click inspect, boom. It says they're cytosomes. So there you go from there. You can zoom it out from there, but once again, make sure if you want to move it around, you unclick inspect, and then you go from there. So the first thing we need to find is the nucleus. Now, I know where the nucleus is, but let's say you don't. Is it here? No. Is it outside? No. Oh, look at this. Hey, there's a nucleus. Okay, so I found a nucleus. It is in an animal cell. So I'm going to put an X here for the animal cell. Let's see if it's in a plant cell. Yep, in a plant cell. So we're going to put here for that. The function or job, okay? So we're going to say the nucleus is a control center, the control center of the cell. Boom. The nucleus is the control center of the cell. Okay, perfect. Now the role in the cell, so an analogy. So I'm going to say analogy. This isn't typed, it's not typed in, but since you're watching this, you know, or I'm going to say just a metaphor for it, okay? M-E-T. So, analogy or metaphor. What would be a metaphor for something that's a control center? Something kind of silly that I think of, like think of somebody that's in control. So maybe the nucleus is, we'll call it, it's the mayor. It is the mayor of Cell City. I don't know. That's silly, but that's okay. You want to know what? I can live with that. That would be a metaphor, okay? So then we're going to go through all these. I'm going to do one more kind of metaphor for you because I know this one. So the Golgi apparatus, what the Golgi apparatus does is it packs and ships, okay? You need to actually, I'm just typing this in, but you need to type what the actual website says. Something that packs and ships. So the Golgi apparatus packs and ships and moves things around the cell. What would be something that also, maybe, what's a company that packs and ships? Oh, maybe you can just say it is the Amazon of the cell. So hopefully that makes sense to you all. But you need to get through this entire sheet, okay? Can you remember the major differences of plant and animal? Yep. You need to do the prokaryote, and you need to do these two down here as well. All right. So that should take you all period. When you get done, turn that in. After you get done, the sub knows you can just work quietly. If you cannot work quietly, then you will have to do this assignment down here, but I don't see that happening. Hope you all have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday.